Hello, I'm Fantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to talk about the Pad Pass that comes to North America after this lengthy maintenance. So the Pad Pass will be a subscription-based model which will give players a different daily gift dungeon they can play, which will reward a one-time clear Magic Stone bonus every time, as well as various drops for that respective gift dungeon. And if you are someone who already is comfortable spending money on Pad, this should be a relative blessing overall because it is going to become the most efficient medium for you to purchase Magic Stones of real life money. But at the same time, this will still cost $9 or 12 Canadian, and it can be definitely off-putting for many players. But at the same time, at least Pad is not a player versus player style game. Just because Bob over there has a stupendously deep and outrageous monster box, it has no actual impact on your ability to clear and play content and enjoy the game. So that is definitely something meaningful. Furthermore, the Pad Pass doesn't really introduce quality of life gatekeeping style mechanics. It's just additional bonus stuff which you technically do acquire over time. The dungeon drops you can acquire through various other dungeons. Magic Stones are given out at a steady rate. So basically all you're doing is advancing the rate of free stuff you acquire faster, so to speak. So you can roll more often, which in turn should lower the RNG revolving around rolling, because with a larger rolling sample size, you're more likely statistically to hit the advertised rolling rates. So as a disclaimer, I do not work for Gung Ho and have never received any form of monetary or in-game currency or support outside of the occasional Twitter retweet or Facebook share in the past. So all these opinions are my own, and as a whole, I still think that the Pad Pass is a strong medium if you are interested in spending money on this game. So before I jump deeper into the Pad Pass, I want to talk about money in the sense of entertainment money, because I know money is a sensitive topic for many people, and when it is spent on entertainment, it can be considered wasteful because it's technically not advancing your station in life. You're not like paying your rent or mortgage, you're not purchasing food, clothes, etc. Like, it's done something that makes you happy, but because it makes you happy, it's probably going to be the stuff that you like to spend your money on the most, whatever makes you happy. And there are varying different levels of social acceptance for spending money on entertainment, because I know, for one, going out for dinner and drinks, especially pre-COVID-19, can be quite a costly venture. You could probably spend like $20 for the food, let's say, probably $10 per drink. It's outrageously expensive. So you could easily spend $30 to $50 without batting an eye, and everyone thinks that's cool and the norm. But at the same time, if you spend that amount of money on a gacha style game, which is technically digital property, it may have a weirder stigma associated with it. But in my head, this is kind of absurd because it is your money. You've earned it. You should be able to spend it in any way that you deem fit. And on the bright side with Pad, or at least other style or games in general, when you purchase whatever content you are purchasing, it's still there the next day. That dinner and those drinks you had are probably pooped out by the next morning, and all you have are those memories. Pad, you at least have the memories and the actual stuff you purchased. So as a whole, I feel that like entertainment money spent on video games is a pretty good investment. I guess the bigger issue comes down to Pad being really just a slot machine style game, so you have to kind of curb your expectations, so to speak. I guess the way to put it is, you go to a restaurant, you pay $10 for a meal, you're hoping to get that surf and turf, but you end up getting craft dinner most of the time. It's a weird concept, but that's just the way Pad is. So the cost to purchase Magic Stones will actually be decreased alongside of the introduction of the Pad Pass, which is obviously great for players because it is obviously getting much more expensive to IAP, especially when everything is a 10-stone event, and beforehand it was basically $1 per stone, so $10 per roll, which is kind of outrageous. So using the new prices and utilizing the Canadian currency, which is what I would do because I am living in Vancouver, Canada, it costs approximately 76 cents per Magic Stone at the highest tier. I'm going to be using the highest tier as a reference for how much Magic Stones cost, because as mentioned beforehand, the Pad Pass will give you 30 different gift dungeons, which automatically means you get 30 Magic Stones plus the various drops. So just from a Magic Stone point of view, it is approximately 40 cents per Magic Stone, which is nearly twice as efficient compared to buying the big IAP bundle. You don't get the stones right away. It's a long-term investment, but when you think about it, as a whole, Pad is really a long-term style game. You're not meant to like just go crazy for like a day and then never touch it again. You're meant to be touching it a bit every day. So this kind of slow strong trickle of additional magic stones can definitely be meaningful. Another way to look at it is if you were to purchase the Pad Pass for 5 months, which is $60 Canadian, you'll have acquired 150 stones, and you will have still paid less than the 85 stone bundle. You obviously had to wait 5 months to get those stones, but you are going to be coming out ahead in the long run, which is how you should really approach Puzzle and Dragons. So, in addition to the magic stones offered, every gift dungeon will be different based on the day of the month, but the more notable things you can acquire are a free roll, which eventually becomes a guaranteed Godfest exclusive at level 5. I'll explain what the levels mean in a moment. You can get various amounts of plus points, super snow globes, rank experience, monster points, alt arena 4 latent Madras. This gift dungeon can be entered and then quit if the desirable spawn did not appear. So if you are hungering for that VDP or Poison Surge latent, this could definitely be a way to pick that up over time when it becomes day 26. And you also can get 1 Rainbow Event Medal, plus a bunch of other things like, say, Diamond Dragon Fruits, Trigod Mask, and other possibly rare, difficult to acquire materials. So there's a lot of things, a lot of different goodies you are getting here, along with just the best Magic Stone ratio. In addition to all of that, you'll have 5 extra team slots and a bonus 5% to rank experience whenever you play a dungeon in solo mode. And these gift dungeons will last for 48 hours, and you technically do miss out on the rewards if you don't play it, but again, you should be logging in every day anyway, so this shouldn't be a far stretch overall. So as mentioned beforehand, there are subscription levels, but it's not so much like you pay a larger amount of volume every month. Basically, the way it works is certain gift dungeons have a level corresponding to them, and they'll be level 1 to start. When you clear it, it will be level 2 the next time your monthly Pad Pass comes around. So then you play it, beat level 2, it goes to level 3. This will cap at level 5. And basically what it means is that players who are at the level 5 tier will be receiving even more benefits from certain gift dungeons. For example, like you do get a guaranteed Godfest exclusive at level 5. And then so basically that means every month, including the 5th and afterwards, you are getting at least 1 guaranteed Godfest exclusive, which is definitely meaningful. You would eventually get 10 million, not 2 million rank experience for the day 20 reward. The point of the matter is, the longer you subscribe for, the more benefits you will gain. And at the same time, these levels are not lost if you fail to resubscribe at some point in time. So let's say you got to level 3 for things and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to have level 4 next, but something has come up and you can't purchase the Pad Pass. Well, you're not going to have those benefits for that upcoming month, but if you do restart at a later time, you will retain the levels that you had beforehand, so you don't lose that kind of progress. So who benefits the most from this? Well, in my opinion, gacha-style games that offer IAP bundles tend to have the most value for the newer players. And this is because many of the times they offer their premium currency, usually at a discounted rate, which is good for everyone, but they offer many other collateral benefits, which may be difficult or impossible for a newer player to acquire. Like those Diamond Dragon Fruits Trigod Masks, which I have plenty of, may be in terribly short supply for a newer player, which in turn means this is going to help you out more than it's technically going to help me. And at the same time, because Pad has an absurd number of different cards available to roll, there is obviously much higher motivation to roll in new events, especially if you've never done so in the past. Let's take the Shaman King collab as an example. I rolled a modest amount of times when it first came around. I picked up most, I think, or all of the relevant 5 stars, which means when it came around the second time just recently, it's not as desirable for me to roll at this point in time. But if you're a newer player, you're probably going to want to roll in the Shaman King collab because it's going to be able to help you populate your monster box with valuable weapon assists. So this is not to say that the Pad Pass is going to be unbeneficial for more veteran players of deeper monster boxes. I feel it just helps newer players. So like, again, this is your own entertainment money. It should be up to you to decide whether or not this is worth it. But if you do spend money on Pad, this is probably going to be the most efficient way to spend money overall. To make matters better, we will be actually having a free trial. We'll actually be having a 7-day free trial, so we will get 7 magic stones along with whatever the daily benefits are. And this will be automatically charged if you fail to cancel said subscription. There's a bit you can read here. You can click the Gung Ho Pad Pass FAQ. It'll give you the official detailed information. But generally speaking, it shouldn't matter when you start your free trial, but in Japan, for their 8th year anniversary, all players were given bonus Godfest exclusive token to redeem for Grandis, Yuri, or Jiria if they were subscribed to Pad Pass, whether through a regular subscription or through the free trial. They got an extra Godfest exclusive on top of that. There is no guarantee that this is going to happen to North America, but at the same time, there is no rush to start your free trial of Pad Pass if you're never going to subscribe again in the future, because it's always going to be there. It's once per account, so you're not losing out in that sense. On the other hand, if you plan to purchase the Pad Pass for the foreseeable future or right away and keep doing so, you might as well just start your free trial now and just start getting the benefits today. So, in conclusion, the Pad Pass is the most efficient medium for acquiring magic stones when spending real-life money. It's approximately 40 cents Canadian per stone, as opposed to the 76 when buying the 85 stone pack. Generally speaking, I feel that players with less developed boxes will gain more out of this than someone that has played for a prolonged period of time, but it's still going to help everyone because more magic stones is always a nice thing. So with that in mind, let me know what you think about the Pad Pass in the comments below. Do you like this idea of subscription-based content? And at least a better point is this is subscription-based content that doesn't really have content gatekeeping. You're acquiring magic stones at a faster rate and various farmable stuff that you can get already at a faster rate. It's not going to help you. It's like there are no things that is locked behind the Pad Pass that you couldn't do without the Pad Pass. You just get more goodies overall. So I think that was done well. It's not something like Fire Emblem Heroes Pass where it actually had quality of life improvements locked behind a paywall. That was just a silly design. But either way, hopefully you'll have a fantastic day. I wish you all the best luck in your own pad adventures, and happy puzzling.